Now, ahead of the crucial BJP core committee meeting in Karnataka comes a stunning remark from BJP MLC H. Vishwanath. The BJP legislator said that Chief Minister Yediyurappa may go to jail for corruption and accused the B.S. Yediyurappa government of receiving kickbacks. In another explosive claim here, Vishwanath said that there were talks that the Chief Minister and his son were paying the High Command. He added that 80% of the party leaders who met party in charge Arun Singh called for leadership change within the state. Chief Minister Yediyurappa called the charges of corruption baseless and denied any political turmoil within the state. Now, this comes after party MLA Arvind Bellad alleged that his phone is being tapped, claiming a conspiracy against him. In fact, Bellad said that he is being followed by some people, which makes him feel that his phone is being tapped and the government is monitoring him. Bengaluru police, meanwhile, has started an investigation into phone tapping allegations.
More than 20,000 crews tender. The stage has set to call the tender. What is the kickback for the 20,000 crews? 10%. Without any kickback, they are not clearing any files.
And did you also warning that last time Yediyurappa went to the prison because of the family, and this time it would happen?
It may happen. If it continues the same, it may happen. With our support only, he became the chief minister of the state. But now things are totally changed, for which our request to the High Command to change the leadership in Karnataka, put a Lingayat leader again.
These are all baseless allegations, and our irrigation secretary is going to clarify everything. It's unnecessarily it's a type of allegation they are doing it.
ಬೇರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಿಂದ ಉಸ್ತುವಾರಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ಏನು ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಈ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಪಕ್ಷಗಳು, ಅವರ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಉಸ್ತುವಾರಿಯನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಆ ಉಸ್ತುವಾರಿಯನ್ನು ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವರು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿ ಏನಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲವು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಪಾಳೆಗಾರರ ಹತ್ರ ವಸೂಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ, ಅದು ಈ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರ ಕೆಲಸ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ.
I have asked Bengaluru Police Commissioner to look into the matter and inquire and get all the details, and if anybody has done it, book him. That's what I have told.
Such allegations by the phone tapping and all on the government is a serious issue.
No, see, whenever there is such issue, we will inquire, and if it is truth, then we will take action. If there is no truth, then what seriousness about it?
Some big news coming in. Probe has now been initiated into phone tapping allegations levelled by rebel Karnataka BJP MLA Arvind Bellad. The Karnataka Home Minister has now ordered for an investigation, and DCP Central Division will look into the case. In fact, just yesterday, Arvind Bellad made this big charge. Let's take a listen what he said while he claimed his phone's being tapped, he's being followed.
ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಜಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಡ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತೈತೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಅನಿಸ್ತೈತೆ ನನಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಫೋನ್ ಕೂಡ ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ಆಗೈತಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನ ಫೋನನ್ನು ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ.
ಸರ್, ಯಾರು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕಾರ
ಯಾರಂತ ಅದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಭಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಎನ್ಕ್ವೈರಿ ಮಾಡಿರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೇನೆ.
Let me quickly cut across Nagarjun Dwarkanath, who's tracking the story. Nagarjun, here are many MLAs who are coming forward, making some really serious allegations. One, here we're looking at Mr. Bellad, who claims that his phone's being tapped, he's being monitored. Wherever he goes, he finds people there, they know about his movements. Now, this is scary, if not for anything, for if it is true. Now, the police has even initiated a probe into this matter. What more do we know? What's the government's reaction on this?
The Home Minister, after receiving Arvind Bellad's letter that allegations of phone tapping and wherever he goes, people are there beforehand, prior hand, how is this information leaking? And that's why he preempted that it would be phone tapping. Based on his letter to the Home Minister has spoken to the Bangalore Police Commissioner, ordered an inquiry. The Bangalore Police Commissioner has given this case to DCP Central Zone. ACP Kaban Park is the person who's investigating this. The preliminary inquiry has begun today. The first person who would be asked to come and give his statement is Arvind Bellad. So maybe tomorrow or day after, Mr. Bellad will appear before the police and give his statement and give his version version as to what exactly happened and since when does he feel that his phone is being tapped, and the investigation will continue. This will take a few weeks before it goes to a logical end, but however, the government has reacted, forming a team, and the probe is on right now.
Right, Nagarjun, thank you very much for joining us with those details. Now, there are some serious repercussions here if at all these allegations are proven to be true, because we're already hearing enough and more dissent within B.S. Yediyurappa's cabinet, people there demanding for him to be removed or replaced. Now, there are a couple of scenarios which the BJP is currently mulling over. I'm going to take you through those scenarios. If at all, B.S. Yediyurappa, in case, is removed as the Chief Minister. If the BJP decides to do so, then the implication is that the BJP might just lose out on the support from the Lingayat community, which is the dominant community in Karnataka. We do know that many Lingayat sirs have now come forward to back B.S. Yediyurappa. And then you have scenario 2, where the BJP continues with Yediyurappa as the Chief Minister itself. Then, as we see already, dissent and infighting will continue a little longer. Then, of course, scenario 3, where if at all B.S. Yediyurappa is the Chief Minister, he does continue to be the Chief Minister, then it will furthermore affect the morale of the cadre, the BJP cadre. And now, if the cabinet rejig happens, if at all the dissent brewing is about portfolios and power, suppose there is a cabinet reshuffle and Yediyurappa remains the Chief Minister, then of course you can expect a fresh rebellion. Many new aspirants would come forward and claim their pound of meat. Now, of course, we are looking at already several people disgruntled, several of his MLAs disgruntled because they haven't got a post within the cabinet. So even a cabinet rejig may not be a permanent solution. We're looking at all this as temporary fixes. What's the BJP really going to do to quell this dissent? It remains to be seen. Now, ahead of the BJP's crucial core committee meeting to be chaired by Karnataka BJP in charge Arun Singh, several BJP MLAs have now aired their grievances against Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa, demanding his removal. Infighting and dissent within the party now refuses to die down. Let's take you through all that's happened.
It's the BJP versus BJP in Karnataka. And the man at the center of this political storm is Chief Minister Yediyurappa. Knives are out. The rebels want B.S. Yediyurappa out. On Thursday, war of words broke out between Yediyurappa's foes and loyalists. This, even as BJP's Karnataka in charge Arun Singh is in the state to defuse the crisis. BJP MLC Vishwanath openly demanded Yediyurappa's ouster.
We respect Yediyurappa's contribution in building the BJP in Karnataka. But now, Yediyurappa has not got that spirit, that strength to run the government. It's better to replace with a Lingayat leader.
ಆನೆ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ನಾಯಕತ್ವ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಅರುಣ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ರವರನ್ನ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾರು ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಪಕ್ಷದ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ದಿಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಲಾಬಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರ ಯೋಗ್ಯತೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಶಾಸಕರಿಗೆ ಗಳಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅರ್ಹತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗಿಲ್ಲ.
On Thursday, Arun Singh met 30 to 40 MLAs and heard their concerns. He also instructed them not to voice their opinion in public.
जो लोग लगातार ऐसा काम कर रहे हैं जिससे पार्टी की छवि खराब हो रही है, उनके स्टेटमेंट पे ध्यान दे रहे हैं, वॉच कर रहे हैं, उनका रिकॉर्ड भी हम इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं. मैं उनसे कहूंगा कि किसी भी प्रकार से उनके वक्तव्य के माध्यम से पार्टी को नुकसान न हो.
But all eyes are now on BJP's crucial core committee meet. The meetings will be held at 4 p.m. and will be attended by CM Yediyurappa and Arun Singh. It is likely that MLA's complaints and grievances against Yediyurappa that have been shared with the party in charge will be discussed in the key meet. The core committee will also analyze the recent by-election results, especially the Belgaum Lok Sabha polls, where BJP merely scraped through to victory. Arun Singh post-Friday will head back to Delhi and apprise the BJP High Command on the present crisis in Karnataka. After receiving the brief, the High Command is likely to take a call on Yediyurappa's future as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. With Nagarjun Dwarkanath in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, in a big development in Ghaziabad assault case, cops have now sent a notice to Managing Director of Twitter India, Manish Maheshwari. India Today has accessed a copy of the police notice which asks Maheshwari to record his statement at Loni police station within a week's time. In fact, the notice, which has been sent via mail, says that some people posted tweets spreading communal hatred, but the microblogging platform there took no action, allowed such tweets to go viral. Earlier on Tuesday night, the Uttar Pradesh government had filed an FIR at Loni border police station against the Twitter officials. Now, journalists as well were filed in the complaint. 2 Congress leaders were also named in the complaint for sharing the video. In the FIR, Ghaziabad police has ruled out communal anger with 4 fresh arrests now. The total number of people who've been arrested in this case has now gone up to 9.
मनीष माहेश्वरी जी जो ट्विटर इंडिया के यहाँ पर हेड हैं उनको कल मेल कर दिया गया है जो हम लोग का एक आईओ की तरफ से 160 सीआरपीसी में जो लेटर जाता है कि आप विवेचना में सहयोग करने के लिए उपस्थित हों। और भी कई अन्य जानकारियाँ उनसे मेल के माध्यम से मांगी गई हैं ट्विटर इंडिया से, तो उनको 1 हफ्ते का समय दिया गया है। तो उम्मीद है कि वो जल्दी से जल्दी हम लोग के साथ इसमें पूरी इन्वेस्टिगेशन में शामिल होंगे और हम लोग की हेल्प करेंगे।
Now, Union IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad has launched a scathing attack at the microblogging platform, saying that Twitter cannot hide in the garb of free speech and not take action against manipulated tweets. They've got to comply with the rules. Here's what he said.
Union Law and IT Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad launched a fresh attack on microblogging platform Twitter, exposing what he insists are its double standards on tagging tweets as manipulated. After the Ghaziabad police FIR against Twitter, politicians, activists and others, Prasad asked why had Twitter failed to mark the Ghaziabad tweets in question as manipulated.
If Twitter has a norm of declaring a particular tweet as manipulated or unmanipulated, why it was not applied in the case of Ghaziabad case? When, apart from the fake element, it was provocative?
He argued Twitter will not be allowed to hide behind the garb of free speech and will have to follow the new IT rules for social media intermediaries.
आप सैकड़ों करोड़ कमा रहे हैं, एक बार प्लेटफॉर्म दबाइए तो तुरंत में विज्ञापन पे विज्ञापन आने लगेगा। अच्छी बात है, खूब कमाइए, लेकिन कानून का तो पालन करना पड़ेगा ना। व्यापार करिए, खूब मुनाफे कमाइए, हमारी सरकार की आलोचना करिए, जो आपके यूजर हैं सवाल पूछें, उसका स्वागत है, लेकिन भारत का संविधान और भारत का कानून पालन करना पड़ेगा।
Government says if Twitter wants to continue to operate in India, it will have to appoint a grievance officer, a nodal officer and a compliance officer. Meanwhile, another complaint has been lodged against Twitter Managing Director in India, Manish Maheshwari and others in connection with the alleged communal twist given to the altercation in Ghaziabad. A Delhi-based lawyer, Amit Acharya, filed a complaint at the Tilak Marg police station in central Delhi, saying despite police statement on the Ghaziabad incident, Twitter did not take down the tweets or even mark them as manipulated, alleging a wider conspiracy to incite communal riots. The Delhi police say they are probing the matter. The opposition continues to take on the Modi government for targeting the social media platform Twitter in the times of pandemic.
They cannot control Twitter. That's why they want to bulldoze Twitter. They cannot control me, so they want to bulldoze my government. So that is their phenomena. And one day there will be an end. There will be an end of everything.
Despite the criticism, the government insists all social media platforms will have to comply with the new IT rules in India.
The FIR complaint that has been filed in the Tilak Marg police station claims that Dorsey deliberately visited Indian journalists and activists and is part of a conspiracy to destabilize the country. It now remains to be seen whether the police will act upon this complaint. In New Delhi with cameraman Sachin, this is Alisha Mathur for India Today.
Now, Twitter India and the government continues to be at loggerheads. Now, in fact, just days after social media giant lost its intermediary status in India, and right after it failed to comply with the new IT laws. Twitter officials will now be appearing before the Parliamentary Standing Committee today, headed by Congress MP Shashi Tharoor in just a little while from now. Now, to give a briefing on prevention of misuse of social media platforms and issues related to protection of citizens' rights, especially women's security, this meeting is being held. This comes after Twitter India did not comply with the new IT norms and as a result lost its immunity in the country. Earlier, Twitter was obliged to take down illegal content, but now it faces civil and criminal liability for any illegal post posted by anyone on their platform. According to the new IT guidelines, all social media giants, including Twitter, has to appoint a nodal officer to ensure that new rules are followed. The nodal officer has to work with the law enforcement agencies to remove or block any illegal or inflammatory content on their site.
देखिए, रविशंकर प्रसाद जी हों या आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी हों, वो हिंदुस्तान के 140 करोड़ लोगों की आवाज दबाना चाहते हैं। ये अभिव्यक्ति की आजादी की लड़ाई है। ट्विटर कंपनी कुछ नहीं लिखती, ट्विटर तो मात्र एक प्लेटफॉर्म है। ट्विटर पर हिंदुस्तान के लोग लिखते हैं और जब वो मोदी जी की आलोचना लिखता है तो सरकार के पेट में दर्द होता है। इसलिए अब ये हर सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म पर भी तालाबंदी करना चाहते हैं। मंशा केवल साफ है।
कोई भी सर्वे करा लीजिए, भाजपा के लोग ही सबसे ज़्यादा जो है फेक न्यूज़ फैला रहे हैं और इसका दुरुपयोग कर रहे हैं। ये जो दबाव सरकार बना रही है, ये सिर्फ इसलिए दबाव बना रही है कि भाजपा और भाजपा के समर्थित लोगों के ऊपर कार्रवाइयाँ ना हों, बाकी लोगों के ऊपर कार्रवाइयाँ हों। पुलिस तो पहले ही उनकी मदद करती थी, अब वे चाहते हैं कि जो प्राइवेट सोशल मीडिया की बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज़ हैं, ये भी भाजपा की ही मदद करें और अपनी न्यूट्रलिटी छोड़कर जो है सीधा बायस का जो है जो इनका प्रोग्राम था उसको आगे